thank you, because I was just gonna say, you done? Have you?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. Pause.
Pause. Okay, so serious question now. Let's get a little, like, I don't mean to, like, not that we were just having fun because we're talking about, like, people dying, but, like,
Yeah.
have you heard, like,
Hmm?
I'm talking to Chris and the listeners. This is dead ass.
All right, everybody, let's
Have you
tune in.
heard of this reality show that was actually in the Netherlands, and it was not a reality show, I'm sorry, a game show, and I think there was 3 contestants. Yeah, I didn't see it, but this is the premise. There was 3 contestants, and the winner, well, let's just say the 2 losers, their loss would be their life. Like, they would die.
What? What show is this?
And this isn't, listen. This isn't like Squid Game shit. This is literally like a game show where 3 people needed, let's say, a kidney transplant. And there was one person that was playing, and she was like the I don't know, I guess the playing piece. And she would, I guess, test or play or whatever with the 3 contestants, and the winner would get her kidney and they would get to live, and the other 2 would die because they needed that kidney.
How is this legal?
Wait, so this was literally a show, and it was called Win a Kidney. And it aired in the Netherlands.
Straight to the fucking point.
Yes, and it was 1 season, I guess, and they did this whole, like, I don't know, 8 to 10 whatever episodes of, like, this game where they had to go through various phases and whatever, and again, like I said, the winner would get the kidney, and the other 2 literally would die. So, what happened was, I know, at the end of the show, like the season finale or whatever, the producers came out and they were like, this show was actually fake. But we did it to show you, like, how easy it is for you to donate, like, a kidney or whatever that you aren't using, and how many people are on the wait list and how many people are dying daily because they are not getting this kidney. So, game show and fun and games aside, like, we have a problem. And because of that show, they had 3,000 donations a month of, like, organs, and people were, like, the wait list was actually moving. And it was like a crazy, yeah.
I really hope this wasn't like the black market, because y'all just funded them like crazy if that was the case. But wow.
I mean, it sounds like it was like legit. I mean, not the show. The show was just intentionally there to like rile people up, and everyone was like writing in and like trying to comment and go on radio stations and be like, this is unethical, this is messed up, how could you? And then, the directors let them. Like, they were angry this whole season. And they were still watching because they were like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then again, at the end, that he was like, you were so angered, but not angry enough to donate your kidney, huh?
Damn.
And he actually, like, kind of, like, look it up. Google, like, listeners, Google, win a kidney. It's, like, crazy.
I respect the chess move. I mean, it's like, he literally, like, got them riled up and then put the power in their hands. It's like, all right, if it bothers you so much, do something about it.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, because, like, Squid Games, right? It was fun to watch because we knew it was fake. Mm-hmm. But then, people were dying, and it's like, that's not funny, though. But, like, it was like, wow, there's, excitement
Stakes.
and, like, something at stake. Yeah. And this was, like, intended to be up until the season finale. Wow. Finale. Yeah, I don't know what that fatality. Literally.
I wasn't ready for that. That base.
They deadass thought that these people were gonna die if they lost. So,
Jesus. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm curious, actually. Huh?
No, I was gonna say, how did you hear about this show?
Online, just stupid shit. Probably on my algorithm. I don't know.
Where
but
surfing,
I looked it up. I don't know, but I looked it up because I was fact checking it, and it is real. It wasn't like a fake story or whatever. So that's crazy. But what I actually wanted to then because that is crazy in itself. So.
Yeah.
And don't take, like, the show that I just told you into account, like, into your answer. But, like, would you be a donor? Or, like, a surrogate? I guess, like, not necessarily a surrogate because you're not a woman. But, like, would you, like, a kidney is a kidney. But, like, would you also consider being, like, a sperm donor, actually?
Would I consider being a sperm donor? You know, it's funny because I thought about it, like, what was it, like earlier this year? You know, to be transparent. Because I was like,
Uh,
well, only because I was
do
like,
tell.
yeah, only because I was like, how much money is there in that? You know,
How
like,
much? Did you look it up?
yeah, it's like, you can make like, what, like 2,000, 2 to 3,000 a month just being a sperm donor?
But how much do you gotta give?
I don't know. I didn't look too deep into it, but I think you got to go like twice a week or whatever. It's like, so you.
Twice a week, like, and every month you get 2K from that?
I think so. It was something like that, yeah. But like,
Okay, I'm not a guy and I don't know the ins and outs, but that sounds like a lot of work for not a lot of payback.
but the threshold I think was up to like 40. So like, I think just like looked into it and I was like, well, I'm not 40 yet. And I was like, some extra cash on the side, you know. But at the same time, I was also like, I don't know how I feel about that because it's kind of weird because I've seen movies where it's like there are women who are giving birth, like who are, you know, not in relationships to children who don't have fathers, and it's like they potentially might be you. And to me, I'm like, that's just kind of weird to me. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that having like a child that I don't know out in the world because I wanted 2K. I'm like, I don't know, just it's kind of weird to me. So I just didn't do it. Also, it's just kind of weird to me just going to some place and just like, you know, cranking one out and like, all right, here you go. See you next week.
Yeah.
like,
good luck.
Weird.
So wait, you know then that like the women that go to these like sperm banks, they almost like shop for this man. Like your details are gonna be there, like a picture, your height, your background, whatever. So they're like shopping for like a daddy, whatever. But you have the choice to like sign away your rights or whatever, or you can be like, yeah, the kid can reach out to me, or the kid does like cannot reach out to me, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you also don't find it like because you're not on dating apps in general. So why, if you're not on like a dating app for someone to like physically be in your presence, why would you give your juice and then let someone else shop in a magazine catalog to buy you in a sense?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because these women are buying this, right? They're buying them. They're not just like, oh, I feel like, give me some. Like,
oh yeah, no, definitely. They're like, oh, I want to make sure he has good genes and blah 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 and whatever, and they hope that kind of rubs off to the sperm. Pause.
Yeah, so you didn't feel some type of way being like you know, in a Macy's catalog, like for sale.
I guess I did. Fuck you. I guess I didn't think about it like through like that, like realized I was gonna be like in a sperm catalog, and I was like, yeah, Chris Ortiz, blah blah blah, and it's just like because I was just like, it's already weird to me. But secondly, I don't know how legal it is. Obviously, you could tell how far I looked into this. Not far at all. If they have all your details and your information, with the way how I see shit on TikTok, and I don't want to say that's indicative of like actual reality in life, but sometimes they try to portray it like that. Like, some of these women out here be crazy, and they be like, oh, I'm struggling, so I gotta go find this man to help me take care of my kid, because he's, you know, biologically the father.
Imagine that was legal, yeah.
Hell no.
I don't think it is, but, like, even if it's not, right, I bet some crazies would even be like, I know that I can't, like, hold you to this legally, but, like, this is your son, like, do you want to meet him, and, like, try to manipulate.
Yeah.
Like, OD, yeah.
Yeah, so to me, it's just, like, avoiding that whole situation altogether.
That's really slippery.
Yeah, that's also the same reason why I wouldn't date a woman that has kids. I know you're like, how the fuck we get here? But it's once again, it's like dealing with that situation where it's like, I don't want to be in a situation where like I now have to deal with the father of the children, some other added drama. I'm like, I just want a normal relationship. I just want me and my woman, and that's that. I don't want no third party to come out of nowhere like, oh, so fuck that. So
okay.
Same thing.
So that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of like, not to scare anyone that's thinking about it away, but like there are a lot of like gray area what ifs, and it's really like you really have to not give a shit, like, and it's crazy. Now, Chris.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Put yourself in this position. I'm gonna be so detailed for you, it's gonna hurt.
Pause. My gosh.
Emmanuel.
Oh no.
Cannot get his wife pregnant.
Oh no.
And he asks you, because you're his best friend, to donate your sperm. You don't gotta fuck her, but like donate your sperm for his wife because they want a kid. And he wants to raise the kid as if it was his. He'll never tell the kid. It'll always be his kid. But he cannot have one, so he asks you for help.
nah, I can't.
You would say no to Emmanuel.
No, because think about it. It's my best friend. So it's like...
Wait.
All right.
Whoa.
I'll wait. Hold on. Everyone wait.
Tell me what you're going to say. But first of all, you literally were like, I thought about donating my sperm to some rando. And then I said Emmanuel, you were like, nah.
No.
Hell no.
I thought about donating my sperm for 2K, not to some rando. But I was like...
but
you know what?
That is random.
I know it's random, but like that, like I told you, I didn't think this through. All right, Alexia, Jesus Christ, I like stay surface level. I just thought 2K, 3,000, and I wasn't like, wait, I'm gonna be in a magazine.
That's so little,
wait,
though.
some chick is gonna find me. So little. Pause. All right, so here's the thing, right?
You got strapped for cash? Do you want to borrow some money?
No, I'm good. I mean, like, more
Just
money
kidding.
never hurt nobody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if
Okay,
I
but
make
2K for that's a crazy, like, it's not like you're like, oh, I don't know, like, I don't need my pinky toe. You can have my pinky toe for 5K. I'm never gonna see it again. You know, like, sperm is like, that's life. That's half of a human in there. Like,
that's half a human, y'all. Like,
that's crazy.
Squirting it out.
Wow.
I guess.
So yeah, why are you saying no to Emmanuel?
I'm gonna get to that. So the reason why I couldn't do it with Emmanuel, because even though he would be like, hey, the kid's never gonna know, you're the best guy I know, blah, 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 and I'm gonna raise him, we just can't do it myself.
I love your jeans, you my boy.
I'm like, you been looking at me some kind of way? Let's pause.
That's what you would say to Emmanuel? Wow.
Yeah, but no, but what I would honestly say as
Hold
well,
on,
I'm like,
Artish.
Oh, hold on, what?
That's what he would say.
But the other thing is, right, like, that's my best friend. So, like, I'm going to be in his life. So I'm going to see this kid who's half me. And I'm going to see myself in him. It's not like Emmanuel's going to, he's going to do this and I'm never going to see him again. It's like, I'm just a stranger. Like, I'm never going to meet this kid. It's like, I hang out with Emmanuel. I talk to him on a daily basis. And it's like, oh, now I see this kid that's half me that you're raising as your son.
That's your kid.
Yes, that's why I couldn't do it. That would freak me out. Because I'd be like, it'd be a part of me that's like, that's my kid. Like, what?
But Emmanuel wants kids so bad.
Then go to the sperm bank, Emmanuel. We just talked about it.
No, he doesn't want some rando. He wants you because he knows you. He knows this kid is going to be a good guy. Or someone that he gets along with. Whatever.
Yeah. Ask another one of our friends. It can't be me. I'm sorry, Emmanuel. And I don't think he would put me in that situation. All right, if you were a dude, let's change it. Let's you.
Wait. Really quick before we switch the tables. If it was someone else that you weren't so close with, in other words, like you're gonna see the kid every day, it's your kid, blah blah blah. What if it was somebody else? That okay.
You gotta get more specific for Eric. And Christine?
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
If Eric was like, yo, buddy, like, come on, I know you're in college. I can't have kids, and I love Christine, you love Christine.
Oh my, no, yeah.
We want a kid.
Let's keep their names out of here, because this is already crazy to me, and like.
Well, you need specifics to answer the question, so let's just, obviously this is hypothetical. They're probably gonna listen to this. I'm not trying to plant any seeds. I'm just saying, if it was somebody that you're not gonna see as often.
I know Christine listens. She listens to every episode. So, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
I did not set this up. I'm walking into this. I didn't even know. But, all right.
I didn't plan this either. I'm just someone that you're not going to see all the time.
Yeah, but Christine.
And they really want to have a kid, Chris. They've known you for so long. Come on, you were in their wedding. They really want a kid.
Yeah, you're the
Help
worst.
them out.
You're the worst. That they really want a kid. Blah blah blah. I couldn't do it.
What would you say? Do you still say no?
Yes, it's Christine. I like.
Well, that's even more wild that you would donate to a fucking bank and not do it for your friend.
I didn't say I wasn't thinking that far.
You dug that hole for yourself.
She's like throwing me in the hole, just throwing the dirt on top. Stay there, nigga. Stay. 6 feet, let's make it 8 feet. Get him deeper.
I mean, he's only 5 feet, so.
This is like, hold on. Where's the shovel? Get the excavator. Like, that's Alexia right now.
Okay, so final answer, no.
No. Be weird to me, man.
Jeez, my God.
Jesus.
What?
Is our Lord and Savior.
What if it was someone you didn't know then? Like, they reached out to you on Instagram. Like, hey, I don't want to go to a sperm bank. I'd rather you because I saw your photos and you looking good. I really want to
the
take
real CEO.
Yeah,
to
I'll
be part
literally
of my
give you the real
kid.
mini CEO. I'll give you 15K. Like, would you?
Nah, look, the only person getting my sperm is my significant other.
Then why did you look into a sperm bank?
And I just want to see how much they would pay.
What
I just
the hell
wanted to
language was
see.
that? You're still talking in that language. Yo, I need a translator ASAP. What the fuck did you just say? It was almost like a DJ scratch, but like worse, because I do not know what he said.
I just wanted to see how much they would pay. That's it. I'm just curious. How
Wait,
much
nah,
they
because they said 2K, and you were like, sometimes you gotta, any extra money's good. This randos on Instagram's offering you 15, and you're like, nah, 2K would have been sufficient for you to whack it off in a freaking white room? That's crazy, Chris. I'm not a guy, but like, what? Oh, he's crying, y'all. For those of you that are not on the YouTube,
Oh my God.
you're the only guy. Oh no, that's not true. I was
I'm the
gonna say, you're the
only
only guy that
guy.
has tissues next to his computer, but that's probably not true because you know what I mean.
Oh my
They be
gosh.
sperm donating into their socks.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Raheem, don't cancel us.
Oh my gosh.
That's just such a weird thing for you to say, but okay.
Would it inseminate my friends?
Yeah, but you looked into doing it for weirdos like strangers at the sperm bank.
Oh my gosh.
You looked it up. There was my Greek that just came out.
Every time I try to get out this hole, she kiss me back down. I'm like, ah!
Because
Keep
you're
falling
already
back.
there. Don't come up here
I'm
with
like trying to crawl out, and like just looking down at me.
Nah.
No, stay down
Ain't
there.
no excuses. You dug that shit yourself.
No, all right. I was being honest. Honest to being used against me as a weapon.
Nah, I want
That's
you to be
true.
honest, but do you see how it's weird that you would take 2K for nothing and not 15 for like someone that reached out to you personally? It's weird, but okay.
It's just because I don't know any of these people, which is why I wouldn't do it. And even if you're like, okay, but you know Emmanuel, you know Christine and Eric, I'm like, still, like, I have too much of a close relationship with them that, like, to me, that would be weird. It would be like, whoa, like, this is, encroaching on things.
Okay,
that
but
just
you
feel
wouldn't do it
inappropriate.
either to like a fan that hit you up on IG.
No.
50K.
No. Sperm's not for sale.
Y'all hear that? Just so you know.
Jesus. Help
Chris
me.
said his sperm's not for sale.
My gosh.
Okay, but that's a worthy topic, right? It's very crazy. Now, if I were a guy, I mean,
if
it's
you grew
obviously
a
hard.
dick.
Wow.
Yeah, you transitioned. Actually,
It's
no,
obvious-
because it wouldn't work. So
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, you're actually a guy. All right.
If I was born a guy and the same question was posed, it's still very hard for me to answer in this universe because I'm clearly Alexia, like I'm a woman. So like I can only speak obviously to hypotheticals and then to like funny examples because it'll never be, right? So I would say in my mind, I would say no because I would say no like in general. Plus, every time we were talking about whatever, I was like, you would do this, you would do that. Like those are the same exact reasons why I wouldn't.
So what
Any
makes
other
your sperm?
questions?
So what makes your sperm so special that you wouldn't do it?
It's not the special. It's the again like
The principles.
as kind of like you were saying, like that would literally be my kid, and I'm letting someone else raise my kid because I needed $2,000. Like, the hell is wrong with me? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I shouldn't be bringing life into this planet unless I am ready or am willing to, raise it. In my opinion. So, as a guy, I wouldn't help anyone. I wouldn't contribute. And I mean, to be honest, go ahead.
No, and I'm glad you bring that up because that's the other thing. Like, I don't take it so flippantly like life. Like, oh, let me just, bust a couple nuts and, 15 women are around having my kids that never gonna know me. Like, to me, life is a precious thing. And so, to me, and that's why all these companies that monetize it and try to make it into a business for, the modern day women who are like, they're like two lesbians who want to have a kid but don't want to use a man and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be involved in none of that.
Yeah. And a quick tangent, because we stay off track sometimes.
They all track.
Did you ever hear about, like, I don't know if it's called a hospital, but, like, the sperm bank or whatever, where they would inseminate the egg and give it to the woman. Like, so the woman would go and she would shop for the sperm, right? There was a doctor that kept giving them his sperm instead of the sperm, or instead of whatever sperm they chose or whatever. So he was like illegally, obviously, because they didn't choose him. He was inseminating these women, and he had like over 40 kids.
How did they find
and
out
it only
was
came
him?
out. Thank you. It only came out because of 23andMe, and some girl was trying to search for her family because she knew that she had a sperm donor dad. It wasn't a secret. And she found that she had half siblings all over. And she met up with them and she was like, wait, what? And then they got together and they told their moms. And all the moms were like, what do you mean? No, like, first of all, I chose this man. Second of all, like, you guys can't whatever be related. And then they went back to the source and found out that this doctor not only was doing that, but was still doing that. So there was like, I think the age range of these kids was like obviously like infant because he was still doing it to like late 20s. Like he was inseminating people without their consent really for like years, and it was like, that's nasty. Like I would never like ask for like a sperm donor, but like if I did, right, and I was like, oh, I picked this guy, he's 6 foot and dark and whatever, you know, tall, dark, and handsome, and I got this like this, you know, 4-eyed like fat doctor freak, like I'd be pissed. You know what I mean?
Would you abort the baby?
Because I didn't know until the baby's an adult and told me, right?
Yeah, well, you can still kill it.
I could still kill it, but like, why would I do that? That's the other person. Mm-hmm. But it is wild. Like, I would feel violated, obviously, and how much did I pay for that? And then, because I don't know, and then like literally have this old nasty man, because the pictures probably made him look worse than he was. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Just putting himself inside my uterus. You know what I'm saying? Like, bleh, like I would be pissed. And then even if I found out late, like the kid was like in their teens and like they had siblings all over, obviously we're all gonna sue. But like, that's crazy. And that's what happened. I think he got sued and he ended up losing his license and he went to jail. But like, it's not enough, right? It sucks because it's like the lives are already there, so I don't want to take them. But like, that's not enough of a punishment. Like what you did was like crazy. Like, I would put that up there with like rape, really. Like,
I was gonna say, like, how does the process of insemination go? Like, how does that happen? Like, or do they have to put the women under and then they, you know, stick something up there and inseminate them?
I think it's done in a petri dish on the side, and correct me if I'm wrong, listeners, but the sperm and the egg are both outside of the woman. So it's not like he's doing something inside of her. Like, he makes the sperm and the egg, you know, in a petri dish, and then once it's fertilized, he puts it back in the uterus, but I don't know exactly how. And the thing is, like, not to be like too TMI, but like all the girls probably know already. Like for pap smears and like IUDs or whatever, they don't put you under for those. So I highly doubt that to put the fertilized egg back into your, you know, fallopian tubes or wherever it goes, you wouldn't be under anesthesia. You would be awake because it's uncomfortable, but you just stick it up there. So the doctor probably, you know, didn't have like the rights, and if it was under anesthesia, he'd probably be even more of a creep. But I mean, the fact that he did that at all is like disgusting.
Wow. Did he ever did they ever ask him like why he did it? Did he like give a reason, or he just like, I did it because I could get away with it? Like, what was his reason? I'm
not sure. I mean, I think that I don't remember the exact reason because I was still so shocked at the story. But like,
of course,
I wouldn't be surprised if he said something along the lines of like, you know, oh, like he has not a mental disorder, but like, you know, see, like something's wrong with his psyche, and he's like, oh, I need my seed out there, my kids, like I need more, like.
Yeah, what was the guy's name?
Like, I don't remember.
Oh, okay. I'll search it up, I guess, to find him.
Sorry, but yeah, no offense to like men in general, but like I think a lot of just guys, they do have this weird like, it's in their nature to like want to spread their seed, and that sounds like horrible, but like literally they do. And this guy maybe just had that times 100. You know what I mean? Like there are some guys that literally like don't give a shit who the mother is. They just want to have a kid, and they want the kid to. They don't even maybe want to raise the kid. They just want the kid to be theirs. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something psychologically wrong with men in that way. But it's like a survival thing. I think it's literally nature. The same way how, like, when cats go in heat, they literally, like, stick their butts up and they put it in your face, right? Like, it's like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's men's version of that, the cat butt in your face. Like, they just, sometimes they need that. So this doctor sounds like he just had that, like, times 100, which is crazy. Now, going back to the original line, the original track.
Well, before you even go further with that, because you said, like, men have this need to spread their seed and try to make that rhyme, but whatever. I
did not, but...
Alright, well, to, whatever, like, create offsprings, whatever. So, I do think there's some truth to it, but I'm gonna... Two things. One for myself is... I guess for me, it's like, if I were to have a child, my only desire would be to be a great father. Like, to raise my kid well, teach him things, and really teach him lessons that I was never taught and the way I think I should have been taught or been better, and hopefully implement that to him. Secondly, I think there are just people that have a lust for life and a curiosity that don't want to do that. Like recently, John Cena did an interview on the Shay Shay podcast. I don't know if you know who John Cena is. He is a professional wrestler from the WWE. And they asked him because he doesn't have any kids. And they're like, you're married, you're successful, you're a millionaire, you're in movies, blah, blah, blah. Would you ever have any kids? And his answer literally was, I don't think I'm personally ready, nor will I ever be, to invest the time it needs to be a great parent, because I want to live life for all that it is. I have a natural curiosity and passion to discover things in the world and a lust for life. And I just bring that up because I think nowadays, like, we demonize people for not having kids. Because I think back in the baby boomer era, like, it was like normal, like that's what you got to do. Like you have your sweet 16, you have your prom, you graduate, you go to college, and then you get pregnant, and then you get married, and then that's your life. And it's like, that's not how the things are anymore. And with the way with the economy,
well, they still want it to be.
Yeah, they still want it to be.
The birth rate's down.
Yeah, it's way down, and I just feel people have a different idea of, like, what this life is going to be. And just personally speaking, let's talk about this a lot. We see a lot of people who are not qualified to be parents, like, having kids. And to me, I'm like...
Sadly, yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's just like, that's why I take it so serious, I guess, going back to the sperm thing, right? And it's just like, if you're going to bring a child into this life, then, like, understand, like, you're bringing a life, another human being. So you want to make sure you set it up for success and give it the best chance it can to succeed. I think if you're just out there fucking whatever and, this guy's hot or this girl's hot, and you're just not using protection and you're just having kids to have kids, and you're not even educated on a lot of these things, like, you're doing that child a disservice. And you're also just making the world a worse place because these kids have no guidance, they're being rambunctious, and it's just a lot of disorder happening. So I just wanted to bring that up because what you were saying before, like, I don't think it's every man. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rules to everything, but yeah, I just noticed this new trend. Did I say
every man?
No, but that's what I'm saying, like, there's exceptions to it. And
yeah,
I just want to bring that up because I think it's normalized, right? Like, even women get it a lot. Like, when you hit a certain age, like, are you going to have any kids? Do you have any kids? And it's just like, some people just don't want kids. It's just not, kids aren't for everybody. It is what it is.
Well, women definitely, everyone does, but women have, like, a biological clock, right? So they kind of, like, feel like, I need to, because then menopause comes in and then they can't anymore. But, yeah, not that you were arguing with me, no, but, yeah, I didn't say all men, but I was just saying there are definitely some men that, like, don't want to have kids because they feel like they wouldn't be great fathers. But there are still a lot of guys that don't want to be fathers, they just want to have kids.
Yeah.
So they stay getting girls pregnant and whatever, and then leaving, and it's like, they get off on that. It's, like, weird.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, Nick Cannon's, like, one of those, as an example, but
there's a good example, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just, and not to personalize that, I say you were going at me, but I think for me what's most important, like, I'm not undecided. I'm like, if I have kids, I have kids. If I don't, I don't. Like, I'm cool either way. But for me, what's most important is, like, I'd rather cultivate a strong and healthy relationship with my partner first. I think that is the first step and the foundation. So I want to make sure we're on the same page, like, as far as, like, our views, morals, religious, and how we're going to raise if we decide to have the kid. Because to me, I'm like, if your relationship is chaos, then you're bringing a child into chaos. And a lot of people think that sometimes when the relationship is bad, bringing a kid is going to bring them closer. But you're just adding to the trauma and you're just causing more problems. So for me, what the first step would be, and I suggested to everybody, is make sure that, like, you have a good relationship with your significant other first. That is good. That you have an understanding there's love there. Instead of just trying to force things hoping the love will come out of that. Because I think that's a bad way of going about it.
And not knocking the single mothers or single fathers, because, like, great job, I hope, right? But let me just say, like, a child needs both the mother and a father. So that's why, you know, they're like, oh, do it under the safety of marriage and, you know, have a good relationship with your partner before you bring life into this planet. And we aren't, as a society, we aren't doing that anymore. And that's what is really scary. But, like, yeah, the child needs the mom and the dad. So, like, I'm not out here trying to bash the LGBT community, but, you know, when you have, like, two moms, right, and they adopt, and it's like, okay, like, thank you for giving them a home, but, like, they still need a dad. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you're, like, a butch lesbian or a trans or whatever, like, that's not, you're not, like, the same, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was adopted, it's, like...
Yeah, not at all.
I know it's a sensitive topic, but, like, we need them.
Yeah, and, you know, no one's going to tell you, and I know some people trying to make it seem like, oh, I don't need a man, I could raise a kid all by myself, or a man saying I could do it without a woman, but it's like, that's not really ideal. Is anyone really saying that's the ideal situation I want to be in? I want to burden all that weight on my shoulders while trying to find out and figure out my life and work a job and raise a child. Like, anyone who would tell you it's not easy. That's why they're like, single mothers always want all the props on Father's Day and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, come on, like, let's stop the cat and saying that, oh, yeah, like, we could do it by ourselves. Because it's like Alexia said, like, we both need each other. We need both dynamics. And I think that's why that relationship between you and your significant other has to start there. And once that's solid, and it's always going to be a work in progress, make sure you at least had the foundation down at that first before, you know, you have kids. That's why, like, not to get religious and biblical, but it's like, that's why this biblically it's said, like, you should be married before you have a child. Because nowadays everyone's having all these kids and they're making all these soul ties, but there's no commitment. So they're doing this and then they're leaving and going elsewhere and doing it to somebody else. And it's like, you really think that's how God intended it? Like, the covenant of marriage was to be a container for that. So this way, like, I'm going to stick it out with you. Not, oh, I changed my mind, I'm out. You know?
And the biggest argument, I think, is like, well, how come there's so many bad things in the world? How come there's so much sin, blah, blah, blah? And it's like, well, God will never mess with our free will. So imagine now you're doing this outside of the covenant of marriage and it's happening for generations and all these kids are being raised by two moms or nobody or the streets or a single parent, you know, and then we're just passing on this generational trauma in a sense. That's why there's so much suffering. It's not because God's allowing it. You did that and then you pass it on and then they pass it on, Like we're suffering from like the sins of our ancestors in a sense. Now, don't be like, oh, well, every situation is exactly like this. No, like, obviously every family's different, but that's another thing. And I don't want to, like, stay here forever, because that's funny how we literally went, wee! But, I mean, last point I wanted to bring up about a donor or whatever. Mm-hmm. On the topic of, like, I don't know, being a surrogate. You didn't ask, but I'm going to share it anyway.
Oh, okay. We're going here.
Just because for a guy, right, it's like, oh, I wouldn't do it because I don't want to have my kids that I'm not, you know, whatever. But, like, for a woman now, I think it's even more, like, sacred in a sense because the woman's body is the one literally, like, cooking and making this kid. So
yeah, you're the oven. It's like, we're just putting, like, I don't know, the pumpkin pie in the oven. Like, you're the actual oven.
Pumpkin pie.
I don't know. I'm trying to find a pie, but whatever.
Pumpkin pie is the best pie. But like for women, this baby's not only just growing in us, we're exchanging cells. The cells have information, we're exchanging information. Yeah. So a lot of doctors and people are saying when the baby is born, there's still some of the baby cells obviously in the mother. Like obviously, like, you know, it's like the baby comes out and like the cells that were literally dancing next to each other, they didn't split off and like, oh, these are only the baby cells. Like they're still baby, like cells of the baby in the mother.
Yeah, it's not like a clear cut. It's not like, okay, boom, cut, disconnected.
So they're saying when you take the baby away, the baby needs to lay down on the mother's like skin, like no clothes, like the skin to skin. And that's what stops the baby from crying when it comes out, because it hears the mother's heartbeat and it recognizes it, and it's its heartbeat. And they're saying that the cells, they go from like the placenta and they travel up the bloodstream and they actually go into the heart. And I don't know how true that is, but the cells are definitely in there. I don't know where, but they're definitely there. And that's why when you take a baby away, you first put it in like the incubator or whatever the bed is, whatever. Obviously I have no kids. The baby's crying and it's whatever, it's panicking, like the baby's suffering in that moment and you're actually almost torturing it. You need to put the baby, naked baby, on the mother's like bare chest or bare neck or whatever. And then for the rest of both of their lives, those cells are still like dancing together. If you will, like quantum physics, right? Like an atom that was disconnected from another atom and now they're light years away, they're still moving literally like synonymously, simultaneously. This atom goes left, this atom goes left. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like that. So like inside the bodies of each of these individuals. So as a woman, right, I would literally be physically, spiritually, and mentally unable to have a kid that wasn't mine, like, and give it up or whatever, if that makes sense. Even if someone was like, I'm sorry, like, oh, I can't have any kids, like, can you hold mine? Because even if it's her egg and his sperm, but my uterus, I'm still the one exchanging the cells with the baby.
Yeah.
And that also holds true for like miscarriages or even like abortions. The cells are still there. It's not like the cells start dancing with yours after 8 weeks or whatever the abortion time is. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I think they call it
that
phantom
dead baby. Right, but like no, like a phantom pregnancy where the body still thinks it's pregnant. Yeah. That's completely something else. But like and that's also true. But what I'm saying is, if you abort the baby or have a miscarriage and it wasn't anyone's fault, but the baby is dead and the physical baby, like the body, however old it was, is out of your body, the cells are still dancing with you. So you have all of these babies, like let's say there's 2 of them, 2 miscarriages or whatever. You have 2 sort of ghosts in your body and they're literally, the babies are still there. Yeah. And you don't gotta be, but science, like, I hear you. It's not like these babies are literally, like, changing your thoughts, changing your hormones, or speaking to you. No, but, like, those cells are forever living in your body. The mother's body doesn't, like, kill or get rid of these cells because they're part hers, So it's wild to think that, like, if I was a surrogate, right, I'm not gonna... We would be connected even if we were never connected, right? So that's wild. On top of having, abortions or miscarriages and having these souls, I guess, like trapped sort of in my cells, like it's just a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah, in your vessel, like you're the vessel carrying that. So like that aside, but also like being a surrogate mother is way more than just being a sperm donor, because just like we were saying before, like, for lack of better terms, you're the oven. So it's like, your body is going to go through changes and forever be changed because of that. So the risks that go along with that, like, because you could also die giving birth as well, because...
And also, like, post-pregnancy depression is, like, for real. So it's like, am I going to go through all that just because someone, like, really wants a kid? Like, and maybe that's selfish of me, but then again, it's kind of not, right? Because
it's not. I mean,
taking it again spiritually, like, if you were infertile... You weren't meant to have a kid. Like, and that sounds crazy. And I mean, no offense to anyone who's actually infertile, because for all I know, I could be. I don't know. But God was like, you're not really supposed to have a kid. And even though that's maybe not what you want, like, that's, that's what God decided.
And I think there is, like, and like I said, I can't really speak to this because I'm a woman, so I can't give birth. But, like, I think there's a bit of a selfishness to that, right? Because it's like, because if you can't have a kid...
Side? Mine?
No, on the parents. Because think about it. If you're unable to conceive or have a child, then my automatic, where my mind went to was like, then adopt. But I know the selfishness is like, no, but like it wouldn't be my kid. I want the kid to have my genes and my husband's genes. That's okay, but
and
like,
that goes back to that nature thing where like both
Yeah.
sexes like want to reproduce. Yeah.
exactly, you know, and to your body, the changes would be irreparable. Like you couldn't go back from it.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so to me, if you're looking at it from a financial standpoint, to me, I'm like, that price tag needs to be real high if I'm going to be taking that on.
I mean, there's no price tag for me, but good to know that you would do it at the right price.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying in general for it because there are obviously we're talking about because there are people that do this. So to me, I'm just like, well, the price tag has to be like good. It can't be just like $50K.
All right.
You know.
Well, before we switch tracks again.